Welcome back, everybody, to the Open Qualifier number 2, where we are getting ready to hop into our first TvT of this stream. And I think yesterday's streams as well. I don't think we had a TvT. It's going to be a big one between HeroMarine and Beastyqt. First map is going to be played on Undergrounds. That's a map that we haven't seen very much either. So I'm excited for this one, Todd.
Yeah, surprised we haven't had that many TvTs in the North American qualifier. It felt like every other game was a TvT. And all right, let's get to it. Starting in the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for Team My Insanity, it is Beastyqt from Serbia.
A match of the round of 16. Once again, you need to advance through the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals is basically the last round of this tournament. You need to make top 4 to advance into WCS EU Challenger, where you can duke it out with some of the other top Europeans for $10,000, and of course, those 4 all-paid trips to WCS Austin. Over here on the left top side, looking in the main base of our German Terran, it's HeroMarine.
The winner of this match will face Denver or Seoul in the quarterfinals in the qualifying match.
Okay. Who do you think is going to take it, HeroMarine or Beasty?
Beasty impressed a lot over in Ukraine when he was there, so I don't know. If he's capable of playing in the same shape he was back then, like where he beat Marine Lords and had some sick results, maybe him, but otherwise, generally speaking, HeroMarine may be a little bit more consistent.
I have a good feeling about Beasty. Beasty has been tweeting out that he strongly dislikes playing against Protoss at the moment, but that he feels really good in TvT and TvZ. I think yesterday he lost against a 6k MMR Protoss. I believe it was Cool T. And I think he tweeted out after that, he's like, God, it's so ridiculous right now playing against Protoss. I would much rather play against Innovation or Dark than I would play against any Protoss that has more than 6k MMR. Well, he got his wish today, Todd, because you just said if he advances here, then he will go up against Denver or Seoul. That means that he avoids all Protosses. So this is pretty much the best bracket that this man from Serbia could have hoped for.
It's his one shot, man.
Can he get the job done? It's a big question.
Starport straight down to that tech lab that was already made beforehand, so Beastyqt, he loves to harass, he loves to be aggressive and wreck the economy of his opponent. We're going to be seeing either a Banshee or a Raven. I assume a Banshee more likely, with Cloak a lot of the time.
No scout, right, from HeroMarine. He has a Reaper, but he just put the Reaper on the Zelm Naga watchtower.
Yeah, he's making sure like he intercepts whatever heads his way. Like, you know, sometimes you have a game where you send that across the map and then the opponent's Reaper goes into your own base and you're in a lot of trouble, especially because he's going command center, so he's going to have less units than a guy who would be on one base for longer. And that's actually the case here for Beasty.
Cloak Banshee is indeed the opening that our Serbian Terran is going for. This Hellion is his very first scout. The Reaper has had enough. He's like, they're not coming, aren't they? He's been waiting in the blistering cold for 4 hours. But
he left the wall.
But this Hellion just said no.
He left the wall to head into the wilds, to go for an adventure.
This Hellion is going to run into the Cyclones. Cyclones have ridiculous DPS against Hellion, so the Hellion get picked off almost immediately. But it's still a little bit of a scout for Beasty. He spots the starport timing as well, so he should know there is a command center.
Where does he head though? Does he go for the main or natural with the first Banshee? It's very important to make the right decision. Usually you'd like to go where there is less defense, less units ready and in position, which in this case so far is around the natural. We'll see where HeroMarine places his units though, because I don't think he's going to be spotting that Banshee here that's headed for him.
Nope, doesn't have an eBay yet either, if I recall correctly. No, there is no eBay. So the scans, oh my god, this is risky. He's sending his units out. The medevac is going to barely miss this Banshee. This Banshee, Todd, is going to wreak absolute havoc. Now there is an eBay, but look at this. The Banshee is actually going to be close to that eBay as well, so he can just pick up SCVs over and over again. This is going to be a bloody start of this game, and this is very painful. If I was Beasty, I'd probably deny that eBay from finishing up. So that means no turrets for quite some time. And it's safe to say that HeroMarine needs to do a lot of damage here. Scan goes down, but
he's going to get out.
No, he won't get it. Yeah.
Wow.
This is so bad for HeroMarine.
A big win for Beasty there. HeroMarine doesn't even know what to do at this point. He's going to try to go for the drop in the natural, but one more Banshee here in his main base. He's wrecking his entire mineral line. And he doesn't have a scan because he used it across the map for even nothing.
This is good though. He does get the SCV that was building this this command center, but the Cyclone and the Banshee will push us away for now. This Banshee is still wreaking havoc. 14 kills total and a couple of low HP SCVs, so should be able to get maybe 16.
Sick as Banshee. Getting so many snipes there.
Wow. Safe to say that HeroMarine needs to do way more with his drop, because he's down 10 workers. Yes, he had passed the double orbital, but Mews are good, Todd, but no Mew is this good.
Oh, can he get the medivac? This almost will be game at this point.
Oh, he gets it!
Oh, he gets it! So sick!
What a disastrous start for our German Terran.
Behind this third command center finishing for Beastyqt here, who's 9 walkers ahead right now. Doesn't have any kind of steam pack started yet, though. I wonder if he might want to go into mech. No.
Maybe,
oh no, actually, yeah, that's the reactor on the barracks.
Yeah, he might. He's done this before in the past. You remember, even in Ukraine, he did a couple of these pushes. And he always seems to be getting himself pretty far ahead after the opening phase in TvT. He just seems to be pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
And this is already going to be a terrifying push, because HeroMarine right now doesn't have much to work with.
You said it best. Beastyqt is capable. Is one of those rare Terrans that's capable of doing both mech and bio, and he does both of them super well. Most Terrans, they would stick to one of the two.
Yep. Or they might stick to one in a certain matchup and they stick to bio in the other two.
Or in a certain period of time.
Yeah.
Like whereas Beastie, from one game to another, he will switch back and forth. We've got 2 more factories on the way, so definitely playing mech there.
Look at this. The Cyclones will get the lock.
Oh, that one Widowmine just right behind. Looked very dangerous. Oh! Whew! He flew just above the Widowmine.
I mean, BC
barely outside of the range.
This is an attack that BC really doesn't have to make, since he's up by 19 workers and he's up a base. But he still seems to be quite eager. One Marine there does get sacrificed. But the biggest thing is that a BC bought even more time for himself, so his production can truly kick in at home, because he's been investing a lot in the economy. He needed some time for these factories to finish up.
45 workers to 23. At this point, HeroMarine's barely making SCVs. He's just pumping out a ton of units, and I think he might try to go for an attack here that's going to have to either make him win right away or have him lose the game.
I think you're right, Todd, and I think that HeroMarine knows this as well. Of course, he wasn't born last night, even though he's still pretty young, but he's not that young. He knows that he's in a disastrous position. He knows he's not even building SCVs. You see this? He's just like, you know what?
Yeah, just units. He's not going to have combat shield on time, but he has a ton of units. Like in terms of army, it's 51 supply to 40. And he knows that there's most likely no tanks to, not many if there would be, and in this case there isn't any.
A couple of auto turrets are going to help quite a bit as well. These Hellions not getting the greatest shots off on these Marines, actually. That was a good spread. So this is a good start of this fight for HeroMarine, but I don't think it's going to be enough. With a couple of Cyclones in the back there as well. Cyclones have a lot of HP, and I think just like that, there's a good chance that HeroMarine will tap out here, because he knows with 3 bases against 2 and just not getting enough damage here, that's all he wrote for game number 1. 8 minutes is all that Beastie needed for HeroMarine.
Looking pretty good there. That one Banshee really surprised HeroMarine, and he's going to have to be careful in the next few games to maybe put in more effort into scouting to make sure he knows what he's up against. Maybe don't expand, maybe stay on one base, but then Beastie all alike. He's very capable of expanding himself, so...
And of course, that scan that he dropped on the other side of the map, right? Where he tried to kill the second Banshee and he didn't get it.
That was really bad.
Yeah, that made it so much worse. Not only...
The eBay location, even, like you mentioned, that he could get a cancel on that multiple times. If that had been made behind the main mirror lines and completed, then he could have gotten a turret in the main, and then from there it becomes another game, because you can saturate that heavily, later transfer to the natural when you finally kill that Banshee.
Yep, he would have lost still maybe 7-8 SCVs, but then there is a chance that he does some more damage to the other side of the map as well. But this was just one of these games where everything goes wrong. We've all been there as StarCraft 2 players. Sometimes it just all falls apart. And that's it. We are in the game number 2 already. It's going to be played on Cactus Valley. Beastie now 1 map away from making it to the final round of Open Qualifier number 2 for WCS Austin.
Denver tweeted at me. He said he hopes I sing the song of the TV show if he wins his qualifying match.
You can do that. I will be okay with it.
It's so bad. But actually, I just know the first few, like what I sang earlier, basically.
You can do it on repeat.
It's a sick song, though.
We won't notice.
It's very catchy. Like, if you start listening to it, it's over. It's going to be stuck in your head forever. It's one of the songs.
I have to troll Beastie here a little bit. Beasty said he needed a moment because apparently his girlfriend spilled some yogurt. And I said, all right, we get it, Beasty. You have a girlfriend.
Life is hard trying to qualify for WCS. Usually it's players always complain about like their pet and stuff coming to annoy them.
Yeah, it's always the cat, right? This
Yeah,
is
it's
why
always the kid. Like
I
the
would
cat
never
keeps
get a
happening.
cat.
What is up with these hater cats trying to prevent their master, or I don't know what to call it, to basically qualify or do well in StarCraft every single time?
This is why I know that I will never get a cat.
Huck had it a long time ago. Then who else had it? Quite a few people.
Yeah, Mechanic has it sometimes, I believe, on his stream. And it's something that I see over and over again. And this is why you get a dog. When do you ever see your dog on the keyboard?
Dogs do it too, no?
No. Sure. You think I have like a 50-kilogram Akita jump on my desk and lay on my keyboard?
No, on you, no?
What?
No, but like jump on you or something, no?
No, not when we're playing. Doggies are good. Cats don't care. Cats don't care about your lot of points. Dogs do. Dogs are so nice that if you truly
That's
are
why I
in a
keep
game,
losing MMR. I have an imaginary cat that keeps jumping on me every time there is a Widow Mine drop, and then I lose on my probes.
like dogs are so good that if they have to for you, they'll poop in the living room because you're in a ladder game and they don't want to. They don't want to make a sound. All right, so we're just waiting for Beasty to be ready. He should be good to go. HeroMarine is good to go.
Oh, I got the bad news, but I got the good news. Which one you want first?
Always start off with the bad news.
Optimus is out.
That's bad.
But Lambo against Mana is going to be our next match, our qualifying match here that we're going to show after this one.
That's not really good news. That's the
Why? It's a sick match.
Yeah, I know, but that's obvious news. Like, I knew that was going to happen.
Hey, but it's a good news.
No, it's not. That's just bad. You just
You're
made
such
me
a hater.
You made me happy with a dead cat over here. Like, that's... Come
What do you
on.
want me to say? Like,
Yeah, because I knew that was the bracket, so how is it good news that Optimus is out?
well, it's still because it's a sick match that we're going to
Yeah.
cast after. What did you expect? Like, Loco got revived and he's fighting for Netherlands against Mana next? Or?
I don't know, something else, something actual good, like not the obvious
Jeff.
result of the bad news.
All right, let's just go into game.
Yeah. It's going to be played on Cactus Valley. The Kingpin of Meltdown Cologne is in trouble. Can he bring it back and buy some beer for the Germans tonight? It's the one and only HeroMarine.
And his opponent, playing for Team My Insanity, hailing from Serbia. He wanted us to know he has a girlfriend. It's Beastyqt.
Beasty is a great dude. You can absolutely tease him with stuff like that. He doesn't mind. He's been actually living with me a long time ago in America. He joined the Mr. Bitter house.
The Mr. Bitter Casa.
Yeah. Whoa, 2 racks opening over here. Beasty has so many different build orders.
Yeah.
He's actually... I said this yesterday, and I genuinely mean this, guys. If you need some Terran inspiration, if you want to see builds that he can actually make work on the absolute highest level, you're talking about a guy that like cruises around 6,500 MMR, and he has different openings in every matchup, and he keeps switching it up. He is truly one of the most underappreciated Terran streams, I think. Because if I was a Terran player, you'd learn so much of
How
this
often
guy.
does he stream?
Very frequently, actually. I mean, he did have some periods where he disappeared for a while, but lately I feel he's on almost every day. He doesn't do crazy long streams, but just follow the channel. You get an alert when he goes live. If you want some cool stuff that can work on the highest level, he's your guy.
Probably very motivated by Challenger when he heard the announcements. I mean, Beasty's always one of those guys that has played quite a fair bit of ladder. He tried to transition to other lesser, way worse games than StarCraft earlier,
Like
and then
Hearthstone.
realized it wasn't for him. No, actually even worse than that.
He tried Hearthstone for a while. I think he played in a tournament in Serbia.
Because a couple of StarCraft players got really good at Hearthstone. Remember Hazu and Soccer?
Yeah. Yeah, they
Beating
played,
Artosis!
they played at Seed Circuit. But Hazu is good at every game he plays.
Yeah.
Hazu should have been the third brother of Lucifron and Vortex, you know, because
He might be, like, secretly. Sick, like some sick secret hidden brother.
I don't know, man. He looks pretty different than the Moreno brothers. There'd be some very weird genetics going on over there. There's the double Reaper opening from Beasty. Double gas as well is going to follow it over the factory. Once again, a much faster command center for HeroMarine. But I assume that... man, he hasn't scouted at all. That's crazy. Right now, these guys just scout early on. These Reapers are going to be the first real scout. Against Reapers, every unit counts. So
Yeah.
HeroMarine, it's very important that he keeps his Reaper alive. These Marines thought they're actually in a little bit of trouble here. A couple of grenades. The Cyclone is late to the party. Okay, but it shows up barely in time. Oh,
Yeah, it should
wow,
be
that's actually really
enough.
good for HeroMarine.
Oh, and he goes on the high ground. Nice move by Beastyqt, who's already lost 2 of those Reapers. He's going to have to evacuate, and this really didn't do that much, but behind this, he's got about the same worker count, but no command center here. That's the big difference.
This is one of these moments where if this Cyclone was actually not rallied towards the low ground, that would have been disastrous, because 2 seconds make all the difference there. Either Beastie loses 2 Reapers or he loses 0. He does get an SCV there, that's nice, but I agree with you, Todd. He needs more. He needs way more.
He's preventing mining from the natural base of HeroMarine, started his own command center back at home, and he's going to be, again, I'm guessing, a Cloak Banshee starting in a second here for Beastie, who's playing with fire here.
So close. Almost lost another Reaper. You remember Tasteless' favorite moment at IM Katowice? When the Reapers kept throwing grenades at the Cyclone. The Cyclone takes a lot of damage. It does go down. And a
that's
couple of
huge.
Grenades as well, but there's a tank now.
Yeah, but like he can just stay around on the right-hand side. Oh,
Oh my
maybe
God.
don't do that.
Or maybe not. Maybe you can just run into a tank range and need a massive volley. But every Reaper does survive. So picking up the Cyclone is obviously nice, but now there is a landed Viking. Good repositioning there on the tank. Otherwise the Reapers could have jumped in here.
And Beastie with a 3rd command center behind this. You think we see mech from Beastie? Cross map on this map?
No, I mean he already has 2 barracks. I don't know. It's very hard to call. Beastie, you know.
Only Apollo could make such a call.
We're definitely not capable of it. All the Reapers just hopping into the main base.
Oh, those Marines are going to be very slow to get back there, but Vikings will help and defend for now.
These Reapers don't get much done at all. They might get an SCV, but no more than that. Wow, 6-7 Reapers just went down. Because 2 Reapers died before, so 7 Reapers and not a single unit got killed there. Safe to say that that was a small mistake.
Additional factory starting there for Beastyqt, so it is going to be again a mech style.
And look at the HeroMarine. He's not making the same mistake twice. Just fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, then it's obviously on me. This time the missile turrets will be in time.
Just on time, actually.
Can get fooled again.
Got a couple of Vikings in position.
Wow. So it's funny, in game number 1, everything went BC's way. In the second game, it seemed to say that it went a lot worse. He might still get 1 SCV. It's going to work on this tank, but the tank should be able to be repaired. Right? Oh, well, okay. Getting a tank is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And he's delaying the barracks.
Especially like if HeroMarine wanted to go for a push, then that's going to delay that.
And that's good, because BC needs to buy some time for himself. Since
I mean, he has the 3rd CC.
Yep.
I love how he places his barracks outside of his base, like both of them as well, to spot for potential drops and all that. He's going to be fully ready for pretty much everything.
World's fattest observer. Very happy observer as well. Meanwhile, this Banshee got 2 more SCVs. HeroMarine, it's gonna live! I think it's gonna live though. HeroMarine is not really on point with the scans. Now, new Banshee is gonna show up in the main just to be annoying again.
It feels like HeroMarine should have been in a sick position, but if I'm looking at the situation right now, Beastyqt caught up on walkers. He's got these Banshees still harassing there, playing a little bit of StarCraft Master. And in the meantime, he's going to have a way earlier 3rd. He's going for better units with the mech units. I mean, 2 factories on Tech Labs. That's going to be a lot of tanks.
Look at this Marine. He was on a mission. He was going for the shooting range. Have you seen the series Shooter on Netflix?
Isn't that a movie?
There is a movie like that as well, but it's a series.
They made a series as well?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. About an American sniper.
How could it be bad?
Yeah, exactly. You give me badass, you give American sniper, great movie. No, that's pretty. This is a cool series. This Banshee is doing some more work.
Sick.
No, I agree with everything you just said though, Todd. It felt early on that HeroMarine was almost in a game-winning position already. But slowly but steady, BC has done a great job in just clawing his way back into this game. I think he bought enough time for all the factories to finish up, get his production truly up and rolling. And by the time that HeroMarine is going to make his first push, which he obviously expects is going to be super successful, there's a chance that BC is going to be ready for it. HeroMarine just scanned the main of Beastie. He spots all these factories. He knows what's up. He knows that he needs to do some damage with Stim done. I think +1 is done already, yeah. +1 is done, and Combat Shield is about to finish up. And +1 armor is on the way as well. Boop. This is Banshee. Trying to pick up a few more Marines. Everything that BC is doing right now is just all about buying time. Losing that Banshee, yeah, that stinks. Most important thing is that a couple of units were being pulled out of position, because he needs units desperately and quickly out of all these factories. With +1 mech weapons on the way as well.
Beastyqt, he sees this army coming here. He needs to set up the tanks preemptively to make sure he doesn't get surprised. HeroMarine will run in there. Actually, against siege tanks, this is a big mistake here. He's losing everything. That one Banshee being left uncontested for the most part. Finally goes for the scan.
That was not the way that this push was supposed to start out for a German Terran. And I think the Kingpin is in trouble. Oh, he picks everything up. Want to go for a massive
And
drop.
there is no third base for HeroMarine. He's committing everything he's got to this against sensor towers, against barracks flying around the base of Beasty. That's going to be able to spot pretty much everything. HeroMarine could be in big trouble there and face elimination.
Yep.
Beasty is sick in TvT, man. After all the games that we saw from him over at WSG in Ukraine, where he beat Marine Lord in some very impressive TvTs as well. He's back at it here again. Impressive.
Looking for the army, but he can't find it. Scan being thrown down by HeroMarine. Scan being thrown down by Beasty as well. Still misses it, but now he finds it. This one Hellion with his torch. It's like, I have a feeling Marines are coming from that angle. You were right, sir. HeroMarine is desperately looking for an opening. You said it. Still, no turret CC. This is crazy. A German Terran with his tournament life on the line. There's a good chance, Todd, that he's not gonna make it into WCS Austin Challenger for our European department. He's gonna go for a drop. There's a couple of misters here, a couple of tanks as well. Might be able to get some work done, but this is not a super successful drop either. Gets one of the tanks, 2 tanks? Okay, if he gets all 3 tanks. For 16 Marines and 2 medevacs. It's not world's greatest trade, but it's something. We've seen worse. And a Hellbat. And a second Hellbat, okay. Slowly
They're moving away. They're sparing these Marines.
Wow. This drop.
Beasty. Don't want to lose too many SCVs there. Don't throw away your lead, even though he's still got quite a few more than HeroMarine right now. Oh, he's gonna siege.
Oh my god, HeroMarine just dropped everything onto the low ground. There are tanks and Hellbats right on top of this. And with the missile turrets as well, I can't imagine that BC's not gonna be able to clean this up.
And Vikings keep cleaning up these medivacs as well at the same time. He can land the Vikings now that there's no more medivacs. I think Beastyqt might have done it, but there's still quite a few tanks here already sieged from that location by HeroMarine.
Kamikaze mode here by HeroMarine activated. Still no turret to see. He just tried to bust down this front door.
And Beasty knows about this. He's got Hellions across the map, covering both of the potential third bases by HeroMarine. So he knows that if he's defend this, he probably will have won the game. He's going to siege forward here to try and snipe these tanks, but a little bit too far backwards.
Mech God. We are watching a Mech God in action, Todd.
I thought that was Hades.
Artosis is out there somewhere. He just woke up in
Preaching.
Korea. He's like, it's 5 AM, but I've got nerd chills. Someone is making it happen.
He woke up in sweat with nerd chills all over his body.
Liberator is going to keep this command center safe. 61
Look how many
SCVs.
turrets he's making in the main. Beastyqt is covering all of his bases, literally.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he's super far ahead. There is a turret. No, that's the orbiter from the main that's floating over.
With this Viking, surely, he can just keep on going forward a little bit at a time with the Liberator as well, cover one another, and then eventually, if he cleans that position, he's won the game. I mean, sure, like, as HeroMarine, you can fly your main orbital to a new base, but in terms of income, it's never going to equal that of Beasties.
A lot of missile turrets there. All medevacs do survive. Vikings were sleeping on the job. If those Vikings were able to get one volley off, that would have been 8 dead Marines.
That one Liberator was so smart. Complements perfectly with the tanks, chases those tanks of HeroMarine away. He's gonna try to drop on top of it.
No, actually Vikings were a little bit out of position. Gets 2 tanks, I believe it is. Maybe 3. No, it's just going to be 2 tanks for now. He's gonna stim forward. He really wants to get rid of this Liberator. Does get it, but it wasn't for free. More Marines died.
But at what cost?
At the cost of Beasty pulling further and further ahead in this game with +1 vehicle weapons about to finish up.
That was a very important Liberator, though. I think Beasty might remake that. Oh, he's already got one more.
Once again, he's going to stim forward.
Wow.
Wow, so many Marines died. And just like that, Beasty will advance to the quarterfinals of the European Open Qualifier number 2. And we will unfortunately not see HeroMarine in action. He was very highly seeded at both Open Qualifiers. but he couldn't get the job done. Beasty said yesterday he would rather play Innovation or Dark than any Protoss. So far today, Todd, it seemed like he didn't have to worry about any Protosses.
Yeah, and he looks really, really good there, I have to say. Beasty, I'm starting to really feel it here for him. He's going to face Denver, though, in the quarterfinals, so it's going to be a TvZ for his qualifying match. Maybe we can show the bracket real quick.
Yep.
Because I think we've got almost all matches. Only one match is missing, that's sort of Stefano.
Cool.
To figure out who our last player is in those quarterfinals.
I can hide the round of 32 just to make things easier.
You can zoom out a little bit too, so we can see the whole thing. Noise.
So Beasty